Hello everyone, I'm Tom64.
I'm the Flameclaw.
And I'm X-Gamer Richie.
And welcome to the HellfireComms Halloween-ish playthrough of Until Dawn by Supermassive Games, a computer game development group best known for the downloadable content of Little Big Planet, Tumble, Start the Party, Save the World, Doctor Who, The Eternity Clock, and who can forget Walking with Dinosaurs for the PlayStation 3. But now, Supermassive Games are best known for Until Dawn at this point. And what is Until Dawn? Well, if you've played stuff like Heavy Rain, or like Beyond Two Souls, first of all, we apologise. Second of all, it's basically an interactive drama survival horror video game. And I give you a forewarning here, there will be jump scares. They will be happening periodically throughout the playthrough. I'll try and give you like a heads up via like timestamps in either the video description of each part or in a comment, but you know, when you go into a game like this, you've got to expect a little bit of wooga booga and so on. So don't blame me if your little ticker starts to like jump out of your chest from time to time. All right, Flame, why did you pick this? Because I know you picked Shadow for us as well. So you're clearly trying to put some horror into this edgiest of seasons.
Well, for me, this game Until Dawn wasn't originally on my radar, but around the time I got my PS4 and I was sort of looking around for things to play on it, I kind of saw this game, and everything I saw of it at the time reminded me of, as you mentioned, likes of Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, which can, going against your little jab in the start, I do completely unironically enjoy those games. This is my kind
so
of
do
shit.
I, but you know, you got to call a spade, you know.
Okay, but the gameplay-wise, it is a similar kind of thing. Your interactions are quite minimal, but you're more in this kind of thing to soak in the story. I will say, I went into this from a different perspective to a lot of people who've covered this game, and will probably have different praising and criticism, because I have next to no experience whatsoever with horror media outside this, so some of the criticisms I hear are it plays to horror tropes, but naturally I probably won't see that. Rich, I believe you're actually familiar with the story despite not playing it, right?
Yes, I mean, pretty much, because when it came out, it suddenly became quite big, which was a surprise, because, I don't know, it hadn't had much hype building up behind it, and then it came out, and then everyone on YouTube seemed to start playing it.
Wow.
And there was just lots of talk around it. Obviously, it's because it's a horror game, therefore lots of the big YouTubers were just like, yes, let's play it, because then I can have my little face in the corner and I can scream when it gets scary.
I'll probably be doing a bit of that throughout the game. I have no experience with the story. I've seen one jump scare, and that was... It's kind of pathetic, but I had to ask Flame to give me an example of what the jump scares would be like, just in case it was too intense, you know? And it turned out, well, I can survive them, so it's all good.
So I saw that it was getting big, and I just thought, I'm intrigued. Let's have a little look-see at what's going on. And basically, I just went with the really morbid, slightly sadistic thing of just looking at all of the death scenes, shall we say. Because that's a typical horror thing. There are many compilations of the death sequences of horror films.
Of course.
And they're always quite enjoyable to watch because it's just ludicrous.
I'm surprised there aren't more like straightforward horror type of like interactive movie games, you know, in the same vein as like Beyond Two Souls and whatnot. It seems like a booming market.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I think, well, obviously Resident Evil was obviously a huge survival horror franchise.
Well, that had more, you know, player input than this ever will, I think.
But obviously there is a real taste for horror in the gaming industry. Well, at least in the gaming audiences, because of the success of Resident Evil, because of the success of Dead Space, and obviously the success of Until Dawn in the end. So, people really like their horror. I mean, the fact that horror films do continue to do incredibly well also shows that off.
You know, one thing they've never really gotten right, or at least perfected with these, like, mocap or whatever character models, is the bottom of the jaw. Like, the bottom jaw, you know, the lower half. It just seems a tad robotic.
Yeah, I will say this game, from a technical perspective, does suffer a little bit in that I originally thought my video was fucking up, but it turns out from every review I read, one of the things they always bring up is how the lip sync is completely off.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, wow. Ooh, horrifying. Not 5 minutes in and we've had multiple scares.
You might be wondering why we have like a part 0 kind of thing going on here. This is the prologue of the game where we're very briefly touching on what happened before the main meat of the story comes on, and they're at this kind of lodge where they're staying. It belongs to their family, the guys we're seeing on screen right now.
Okay.
And yeah, this is like just feeding into things. We're getting a little bit of a feel for the cast, but we'll properly be getting to know them in the next part. What's kind of going on here? You saw Hannah, who was going in, and sort of Mike was flirting with her a bit, and it's just this kind of, you know, typical older teens or that kind of thing.
Yeah, a bit of Scream, bit of scary movie in there.
You know, I kind of think you're the last person she wants to see right now, Mike.
Yeah, fuck you, Mike.
Yeah.
Keep it in your trousers.
I have to say, like, when I first started looking at this game, obviously Hayden Panettiere's role in the game was there since pretty much, I think, they started advertising it. Like, the big thing was that she would be part of the game. But then when I actually saw the cast of characters, I was just like, wait a minute, that's Grant Ward from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then I was never able to get past that. Because obviously Mike is played by Brett Dalton.
That's the point. Like, besides those two, are there any other big names in the game without giving spoilers away for characters and whatnot?
There's one who, he's not necessarily a huge actor, but he was in the Grease Live that was done on TV a while ago. Very good singer, actually.
Okay, does he have a name, or is he just some kind of incorporeal spirit?
Give me a minute. I need to get the cast list up because it's not on standard Wikipedia, which is always helpful.
They're just biased against musicals, really. And just in case it wasn't obvious, we are doing this in post. I think doing it live would destroy me. We would just never get a good take. I would be screaming all the time. It would be a train wreck.
So the person I'm referring to is Jordan Fisher.
Okay, and who does he play in the game?
He plays Matt, but we haven't met Matt yet.
Okay.
And one thing we did sort of skim over there is this game at the very start, which I didn't show off because it's menus and shit, but like it does have a motion control option. I don't know exactly how that works. I'm using standard controls, but they still sort of force in the odd little thing like the swipe pad and balancing the controller. But this here, these are sort of littered throughout the games. These totems, they give like little foresights. So you just saw what might happen. Quite often it's because this is the kind of game where you get different choices on things you can do. It's like, this is a possible outcome. Now use your brain to think whether what you want to do to get that outcome or whether you can do something to avoid it.
Ah, that's pretty cool.
It is. I'm not going to be showing off for everyone. For this run I'm doing a sort of natural run going through as I go rather than aiming for specific endings.
Okay, so basically just try to like prevent yourself from dying and let everyone else bite it.
Well, yeah.
It's okay, you know, self-preservation. It's why we've made it so long as a species.
It all led up to talking over video games.
Basically. We're at the apex of human evolution right now. Also, don't run out of the house, no matter how embarrassed you might be without a coat, especially in this weather. Oh, time to start running, girls.
I do kind of like how they tried to build up Hannah as this one who was being picked on and that, whereas you saw her right in the intro there, she was trying to get on with her friend's boyfriend.
Oh.
So, like, yeah, she was being made fun of and picked on and shit, but, like, she's not completely innocent there in herself.
Ah, okay. So we have shades of grey as opposed to just black and white morality.
Although, to be fair, Mike did kind of say, come to the bedroom and you'll see what happens. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
They're all assholes. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Drop her! Drop her!
It's funny you say that.
I mean, it's useless me screaming at the screen, trying to get, like, my own specified outcome when it's imposed, but whatever, that's what I'm here for.
Fucker.
Why?
Flame, you monster.
Right, okay, given we've seen that now, I can say this, because it's just like the intro thingy, whichever one you pick there, they're both gonna fall. But,
Okay, well, I guess that's what comeuppance means.
This is a recurring little segment we're going to see in basically all the chapters. I'm not going to yap too much, but we see a little bit of psychological analysis.
There was a Silent Hill game that did this between chapters. I think it was the one on the Wii. I can't remember the name of it.
Silent Downpour?
Silent Hill Downpour, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the one with the ice motifs.
I don't play Silent Hill. I just shot in the dark there on that one. But I think it is right, because I think I remember reading that somewhere.
Oh, he's making meta humor. I like it.
Yeah, I like it in the intro because it kind of... It's a not completely subtle way, but not completely blatant either way of just sort of giving you the idea that you're going to be influencing the story and shit.
Well, as long as, like, the pro-tags don't start talking about X buttons and, like, circles and triangles, I'll be sound as a pan.
Oh, I love that. Like, in the middle of, like, violent horror scene, it's like, you can press this button. Like fucking Omochow or some shit.
God, he's smug. So smug.
Obviously, they did very careful motion capture on the faces for this. And while I think it's pretty much okay for everyone else, there's something about Peter Stummare's Dr. Hill that it's just uncanny.
A little bit.
There's a little bit too much facial movement going on. Just a bit creepy to me.
I think that's probably intentional, because it seems like they're building Hill up as a kind of subversive character. Like, we know he's a therapist. We have these certain expectations of a therapist, and his manner is going to go against. Like, you see, this is not the kind of guy who you'll feel comfortable opening up about your problems to. That's probably the best way of putting it.
It's very true.
Really? A scary friggin' scarecrow makes you happy? That would make me feel uneasy, to be honest, mostly because it's in the foreground.
Yeah, I kind of like that picture. I like the framing of it, and that kind of is... I'm going to sound like a right prick here, but I kind of appreciate that kind of aesthetic.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, it's all to do with composition of a photo. I mean, it's a very well done photo, to be fair.
Well, it's a barn for starters, so...
Thank you for that close-up of your face.
See what you mean about this guy, Flame. Ooh, we can get the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to sit alone in a small room with this guy and talk about all your personal life trauma?
Well, he's a professional, so sort of, I guess.
Trust me, if he was staring at me like that, I'd be like, no way in the hell am I speaking to you.
Can I go now?
Can you go, please?
Yeah, one of us has to go. If you need me, I'll be here, just looking out the window.